Hello and welcome to A Slice of Ace with Hannah and Dan, who's the actual main person that does this.
Good, that one. Thank you. This is Hannah. She's my friend. And the reason why Hannah is here...
In my own home.
Yes, the reason why I am here recording with Hannah is because I was going to talk about my coming out and like the whole experience of that and what she thought about it, because Hannah was the first person to which I came out, albeit by messaging, because I don't like talking to people. We could
we could acknowledge that because obviously I'm not a asexual, I'm allosexual, and I'm not gay, I'm straight, so I can't speak from an LGBT standpoint.
Yeah, exactly. You're here from a standpoint of a
friend,
ally,
basically.
And a friend and a non-LGBT plus person.
Yeah.
We spoke about this beforehand, because obviously organising the video, but I guess the first thing I wanted to start off with was whether you remembered when I came out to you.
Yes, although I thought that I kind of mixed up the timelines.
Yeah.
So for some reason I thought you were in a different country when you were.
As you do.
But yeah, no, I definitely remember it, because like, for some reason I remember. Such a lame thing to remember. I was just in my room at uni, just like.
I was also just in my room at uni. It was very like anticlimactic, boring way to come out.
It was quite funny because
it was just
we were
like
talking about random things.
Yeah. So what was happening? We were talking about the possibility of a Black Widow film.
Yes.
As you do. And talking about Scarlett Johansson in particular, because she's apparently attractive.
Yeah.
So
I think
said
that's a fair thing to think. Like.
So I said apparently people find her attractive.
And I was like, yes.
But I don't know.
Because she's symmetrical and
so,
she has nice hair.
It got to the point where I was saying I can't find women attractive or something, and I said women specifically. I can't remember at the time whether I was actually baiting you into asking or not. I probably was. You asked whether I find guys attractive, and then I was like, yeah, I'm kind of gay. I came out to you asexual and gay at the same time, but like I didn't like come out as gay and then later come out as asexual.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you knew about asexuality beforehand, right?
Yes. So I had already met people who were asexual, but I didn't realise that Dan was. I just didn't really consider his sexuality.
Well, it's not really the kind of thing that you think about.
No, yeah, exactly.
Like, your friends, you don't be like, he's a gay person, he's a straight person, he's a...
Yeah, we never, like... The girls would sometimes talk about, like, crushes that they had and stuff, but we never ever talked about that to the guys, because... we were quite a 50-50 friend group, like, male and female.
At that time, there were, like, half boys, half girls.
Yeah, but we never discussed crushes to the opposite gender because we were quite childish.
That's one way to put it. Where we were friends and we were sticking to being friends as opposed to talking about relationships. So I guess what were your first impressions, if you can remember your first impressions when I told you?
To be honest, I was more just kind of like... I was surprised.
Just watching your phone and just like, ah!
Oh my goodness! No, like, it was more kind of... I could tell where you were going. I already kind of knew the answer because of what you'd said about Black Widow.
Oh yeah.
And because you said specifically that you didn't find women attractive. So I wasn't that surprised, but it was more the fact that, like, I didn't find out earlier, because, like, when you grow up with someone in secondary school, that's often... if they're going to start, like, showing any kind of orientation or something, that you would find out, especially if you're close friends with that person, usually, but you didn't really give any clues
Yeah.
that you liked guys.
Yeah, that's a fair point. No, because I think I've spoken about it before that I think because of my asexuality that I didn't really come to terms with being gay and my homoromanticism until I got to university and kind of had time outside of like the very sexually charged atmosphere of secondary school.
Yeah, and just kind of like rude people, really.
Lots
people,
of rude people.
Not very.
Yeah, would you agree that we grew up in a conservative area?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
It was a conservative area, like because.
It's all straight white people.
Yeah. Not a particularly diverse place.
No.
And as a result, there's not many people are outright rude about other people or homophobic. It's more of a ignorance thing. So they might just be like, "Oh, I saw a lesbian couple holding hands the other day," and it's like, yes, that's quite normal.
Like, I think I only knew one person who was out and gay at our secondary school.
They weren't treated very well, which obviously like now looking back, it just seems completely weird that was socially accepted, because I thought that our generation was the generation that was meant to be all like snowflakey. We accept everybody for who they are and it's all lovely.
But yeah, going along with that conservative thing, obviously asexuality wouldn't have been something you would hear about.
No,
so I feel like
back in 2010.
But yeah, back in 2010.
9 years ago.
9
Maybe
years.
that's why, because it was 9 years ago that, like...
It was before, like, the gay marriage was legalised when we were in sixth form, right? So, yeah, that's weird.
That's weird to think about.
If I knew about asexuality at that point, then it would have been a lot easier for me. I would have identified with it pretty much straight away. I spoke about this before. Obviously, you said you were surprised, but...
I wasn't so surprised about the asexual thing.
No.
Or the asexuality, because I kind of figured that anyway, because I had already, like, from university, because obviously when you go to uni, suddenly you're like, oh my goodness, there's so many things.
There's a whole wide world of people and rainbows. Yeah. I think, it's just because I didn't know myself, and any crushes that I did have, or like romantic feelings that I did have, I either didn't recognize because everything romantic was linked to something sexual in secondary school, or I kind of buried it because gay had such negative connotations around it, whether it be slurs or stereotypes that you see in the media.
It might have just been the people that we were at school with.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I think if someone I'd have people ask me that whether I was gay because I didn't want sex and I didn't really want to be in a relationship. And my immediate reaction to that was, no, I'm not. It's kind of, I guess, a defense mechanism, I guess.
Yeah, I guess because that's kind of like forcing you to come out if you were to be like... If you were to be positive about your orientation, that's you being forced to come out, which is obviously a horrible thing.
Yeah.
Or the alternative was to constantly be reminded that you don't want to tell people and have that like suppressed and stuff.
So, I think that was all, covered a lot. Covered a lot of things. I'm not very good at talking with other people here, but I decided I need to ask a very important question to anyone who comes on Slice Space.
Oh, okay.
The most important question is, what is the best type of cake?
What is the... Oh, yes. Okay, I can answer this. Best type of cake. Okay, so I like peanut butter and I like chocolate, so I would say a peanut butter and chocolate cake. Those cakes that have like the praline in the middle. Like chocolate, praline. Like the buttery icing thing is praline. Yeah.
I won't judge. That is all I had to say today. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like. I post videos every Saturday, so if you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe. Have a wonderful day, and I shall see you next time.
Could you imagine if I have a heart attack right now and then you just film it?
I think we covered everything, just not in order.
Okay. I'm saying damn, not damn.
Yeah. That is all I had to say today.
Changes his voice to be fabulous.